I did manage, aside from one session, to remember to record everything at the top, but I do appreciate Maureen, I think it was, or Marge, that pointed it out the other day. So welcome to the last session of the June webinar series for the Otter Institute. I'm going to be focusing today on Otterly Amazing Tech. It's a teaching technology test kitchen where we are going to play with some technology. I've been kind of working on this presentation throughout the week. There were some things that I added that I ended up taking out because people had covered them in other sessions. And in other instances, I just left them in, even though they got mentioned in some other sessions. And mostly because I think that it's kind of fun to play around with the technology. So what we're first going to do is we're going to see the significant otter winners, like who's going to take this little otter home. We have 3 of them. Then we're going to talk about each of these 5 technologies, and then there's going to be an open forum. So if you want to share a technology that you use in your own classroom, you can absolutely do that. You can join in, you can share your screen if you would like, you can, mention it in chat, you can turn your mic on, or all 3. Certainly, I want to make this kind of a democratic process for sharing our technology. I've learned so much about technology this week. I would love to learn some more in the last half hour of this presentation. So as you can see, I really do enjoy otters, and I have really embraced the new features within Canva, which we'll talk about a little bit later today. And it has made it so easy to kind of play around with images and make things like this. I did this all in Canva. I don't need to use Photoshop anymore, which is really great because it's a little challenging for me. So let's do the significant otter winners. And the winner is, for first, out of the committee members, the committee member who was randomly chosen from our list is Tonka Yokolova, which I'm so grateful for because she did a lot for us this week. I did this by using a random number generator that would then select the number, and then I went to the Google sheet. So anyway, it would select the number and then the name the person whose name was next to that number wins the prize. So for our presenters, the presenter, Donna Burke, she was one of our first presenters this week, and I think people really responded well to her. So I'm pleased for Donna and Tonka. And finally, for our attendee who's taking home the significant otter, it is Ronnie O'Neill. So congratulations to all 3 of you, Tonka, Donna, and Ronnie. I will get those out in the mail to you guys next week, but I'll have to email you so I can get your home address or your school address, whichever one works best for you guys. All right, so congratulations, and I'm glad that the otter is going to a good home. So our otter's available from the gift shop in the lounge. Thanks. Maybe I should offer them. It's been kind of fun. It's a hobby I picked up during quarantine. It's been kind of fun to do during the evenings. It actually keeps my hands busy so I don't munch. All right, so let's talk about Remind. And Remind it's a communication tool, and I've used it for about 2 years now. I really like it. It's a way to communicate with students without sharing your phone number, but it uses the device that they use most often, their phone. So you can text information to them without sharing your phone number or their phone number. When I share this slide on the suny.edu/otter website, you can click on this link. There's a link to the recording for the Remind tutorial that Christine did for us last year. It was amazing. It was really in depth, talked about all the features of Remind, etc. So if you're looking to learn how to use Remind, you can click that link and it will show you how to do that. In the meantime, I would love it if people would sign up for a Remind class I created just for this Otter Institute. And to do that, if you get out your phone, you can type in the to field, the number 81010. And then the message that you're going to send to that number is @Otter 2021. Oh, Christine, I didn't realize you were here. Great. Thanks for Christine just indicated that she's on, and if anybody has any questions about Remind, please contact her. And as far as Diane's question, do I have a pattern? Yeah, I'll share the pattern actually. It's kind of easy. All right, so Once you sign up for Remind, I will, oh, I'm getting some people who are joining. In fact, one of our Otter winners has just joined. So I'm going to escape out of this and bring you to, hang on just a second, my Remind classroom. I just want to make sure everybody's seeing my Remind, correct? If somebody can give me a thumbs up or a yes in the chat, that would be great. Yeah, okay, great, thanks. I couldn't remember if I shared just the PowerPoint or if I shared my screen. So this is the kind of interface on the computer. You can also do all this from your phone. You don't necessarily need to sign up from the computer. It's actually much easier on the computer. I learned that from Christine's presentation last year. I thought it was just a phone app. It's so much easier on your computer. And what I've done is I've actually scheduled some announcements that are going to get sent out to people who join this classroom. It's going to come as a text directly to your phone. And so it's going to walk you through the next couple of technologies that we're going to talk about. But what I can do is, say, for example, you can see I have some people who are signed up. I can actually send a new announcement. Hey there, let's start a quick conversation. And I send this out to people and they can actually, the code is not working. Marge is saying, I have other people who are signing in. So just make sure.
Just to let you know, I did the @ABC twice and it says, the thing says, sorry, we couldn't find a class with that code.
Try at Otter 2021.
Thanks.
Yep. I put it into the chat. So anyway, I sent out a message there and people can respond to that message and then we can have text conversations back and forth. And sorry, now I have to look down at my phone to see if anybody has texted me back. But it's a nice way to reach out to your students you could announce, hey, you have a test coming up tomorrow. Maybe attend the review session tonight at 7 p.m. Or, did you, the paper is due tomorrow. Make sure that you submit it by midnight tomorrow. It makes it, it's a quick and easy way to communicate with your students or in whichever format or your Otter participants and keep that communication open. So you can see how that works. I hope that you should all be receiving a text in, I think, the next minute or so. I think I scheduled one to go out at 2:10. So you guys should see those. We should actually get 2 of those. And then in another 5 minutes, we'll get the link to the Kahoot. So do we have any questions about Remind? Is anybody else using Remind in their classes? Great, Marge. I'm glad that worked for you. Of course, the day I need it to work, I don't see the message has gone out yet. What is going on? Your kids at school use it? And Paula used it when she was a principal. I think a lot of faculty are switching to either GroupMe or Remind because it's a nice way to communicate in that format without sharing your actual phone number and getting that spam. One of the other great features with Remind is you can set your office hours so that any messages that you get from your students have to occur within a certain time frame. So if you don't want to be interrupted after 9 p.m. or before 8 a.m. or 7 a.m., you can set that so that you don't get any texts except for within those office hours. Paula, it's a great point. It's a great tool for snow days, a reminder of assemblies, etc. Yeah, Chris, I use Remind, and my favorite feature is scheduling the messages in advance. And normally that is mine too. It does not appear to be working right today, but normally that would work. All right. Could you put up the to address again? Sure. Let me switch to my, so it's 81010. So 81010. And then you type in the message area, you put at Otter 2021. All right, so. Oh, good. So I just got a message from somebody indicating that they did get the messages, which is great news. And then to that person, I can just respond to that individual student. So if a student had a question about the upcoming exam, we could just have a text conversation that would go back and forth that way. I can. In order to get into the Remind classroom, you just pull up your phone, and you pull up your text messages, and in that you write the number 8101, and that's going to be your to field. That's where you would normally put the phone number. And then in the messages where you would type out a message to somebody, you put at Otter 2021. All right. So I'm going to put that in the chat here. Text at Otter 2021 to the number 81010. Now we're going to move on to Kahoot. I know we've played a couple Kahoots, but I'm using this as a way to get us to look at Kahoot as a way of it's going to answer a couple questions about the Center for Professional Development, a place that is near and dear to my heart. Kahoot is a great way to do exam reviews. It's a good way to just kind of poll your students to see if they're following along with your lecture. It's a good way for them to build reviews. You can have them build quizzes within Kahoot and have them give them to each other rather than you building all the quiz questions yourself. And that's a nice way for them to, because you learn by teaching, right? So they can learn by creating these questions, and then they can learn by studying those questions. So let's play a little Kahoot. That is not where I intended to go. Continue for free. Sorry. So this is the interface, and there's actually a link in the presentation today for the full Kahoot training. Maybe I'm having trouble with my internet today. For the full Kahoot training, there we go. It kind of walks through how to create a Kahoot and what to do with the Kahoot once you've got it made, how to share it, etc. So let's play. Got it. Sorry, my internet is very laggy today. So I'm going to teach today. And we're going to play this game. And so you can play on your computer or you can play on your phone as soon as I get that to pull up. And just in time, the link has been sent out via Remind. So you should all have received the little text with the Kahoot link. So like technology at its best when it all comes together like that. And we're going to play Classic here. So in order to join the Kahoot, you go to, if you have the Kahoot app on your phone, that's great. If not, you can go to www.kahoot.it. And I'm going to, Robin, yes, my computer has been getting a workout this week. So I'm going to type in the www.kahoot.it. And then you can type in the game pin, which is 1005807. So I see we have some people joining us. We have significant otters in here as well today. Hooray. Tigger, Sherry, Chris. So you can have your students sign in with a pseudonym, or you can have them sign in with their name. I think that if you give them some anonymity, they get less stressed about participating in the questions about getting them wrong, etc. Or maybe they don't want to be in the spotlight if they win. So I'll give everybody just one moment longer before we proceed here. Owl hoot. All right. Anonymous otter. We got, I think you guys were in the other session. Anonymous otter, significant otter. Mint. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start the Kahoot. And if you don't want to play, you can just watch along. It's totally fine. But it's nice to be able to see what your options are for using this in the classroom. And you could use this in class or online. So what does Otter stand for? And there's actually you can embed media in here. And so the options are Otters Teach, technology and educational resources, online teaching, technology, educational resources, open teaching, tricks, education and readiness, orange tent to enjoy rain. I was getting kind of desperate at that point to come up with acronyms. So, and yes, it does stand for online teaching, technology and educational resources. I think it was one of Chris Price's and my better decisions that we've ever made was to call this Otter. I'm grateful to him for that, going back and forth, coming up with something like that. So yes, that's what Otter stands for. And then
You
you
make
can
that bigger on your screen, Jamie, so we could see that. I couldn't see the choices when you were going through that.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, no, on my
Yep.
screen,
I
it's,
can
oh, you know what?
pull it.
Maybe I just to go to few, let's see.
I think what's happening is that her slowness is just causing the blurriness, and then it eventually gets clearer.
Okay. Actually, I am going to turn off my video.
Oh, I just have to fit
apologize.
the window and zoom. That's the other thing too.
Yeah, that's what, and I fit my Kahoot window to the screen too. And I
Yeah.
turned off my video. I apologize. I don't like to present without my video on, but I think it is slowing me down a little bit. All right, so let's move on to the next question here. And that's, where can you find the Otter Institute resources? At the Monterey Bay Aquarium, www.otter.com, www.suny.edu/otter, or otter.ai. Good. I fooled people with the otter.com. The website is actually suny.edu/otter. I'm not sure what otter.com will take you to, although I hope it's something adorable. All right. The next question is, good job, Tigger. Woohoo. Where can you find recorded sessions from CPD events and webinars? Your inbox, the SUNY CPD YouTube channel, the SUNY CPD WeTube channel, or MySpace. So funny, I typed those answers and yet I still almost stumbled, like, who writes WeTube? Silly. Great, the SUNY CPD YouTube channel, that's correct. And I can actually post that link in the chat if you would like, so you can see all of our playlists. That's the link there to our SUNY CPD YouTube channel. There are lots of great materials on that site. So when you're all done, doing your review with your students or however else you want to do it, Anonymous Otter gets to be on the podium. Number 3, Ronnie is we had a 3-way tie. Tigger. Oh, I see. You got 3 out of 3 correct. So you can see all 3 of these participants got 3 out of 3 questions correct. The difference here in the score is you get more points the faster you answer questions. So when your students are being super competitive and you have your students getting lots of the answers correct, it matters who gets it fastest. So it's one of those, accurate and precise. You got to be fast and accurate there. So there we go. Difficult questions. This one seemed to throw some people, so you can kind of get an idea which questions students might need to spend a little bit more time on. It gives you some of like the item analysis in Blackboard, for the exams. Any questions? Does anybody else use Kahoot?
I got a question for you, Jamie.
Sure, Marge.
I couldn't get my app to be able to put the code that you have. I had a different game. With doing this with students, how's the learning curve, and try to get them in and out? Because I could not get a place to put the actual number in. It gave me something else.
I have not experienced much of an issue. Generally, the first time you offer it, they struggle a little bit to get in, particularly students who didn't have, almost all of them play this in high school. You play the music and people are like, Kahoot, right? They know it. But if you have some non-traditional students, et cetera, they might struggle for a couple minutes, but usually I just hold off starting the review until everybody's in the classroom. The other bonus is if someone can't participate, if you're in the classroom, you can, I've seen people create these like little cards. And so you just hold up, A, B, C, or D with those cards. So they don't have to have the technology in order to participate. You could actually play it in teams. So if everybody doesn't have technology, at least one member of the team does, and they can do the answering for the teams. That's kind of a fun way to play. Online, you could actually have students, if they can't participate in Kahoot, they can actually private chat you the answers. And so you can know that way. There are lots of different ways to work around it, but use Kahoot to be the way in which you deliver the questions.
Thank you.
Paula raises a great point. On the phones, when you're playing, you don't actually see the answers. You only see the colors or with the shapes in it. And so when I am presenting this to students, I actually read out all of the answers and I give the color associated with that, just in case I have somebody who doesn't read as quickly as other students, or maybe has another reading disability that they haven't disclosed to me. It kind of helps in that regard as well. And yeah, for accessibility, there are lots of workarounds for this. Just present the question, but give them some options on how to answer that. All right, any other questions on Kahoot? All right, well, let's move to Mentimeter. And you saw, if you participated in any of the sessions on Monday, you saw Mentimeter in action. I saw this at a presentation a while ago, and I was like, that is the tool for me. And I started playing around with it, and I really, really do love it. If you want to use it just, kind of casually, it's free. You can use, I think, up to 2 slides, up to 2 polling questions, et cetera, and it works out all right. If you want to do anything more than that, you're going to have to do the paid account, but they do have an educator discount, which is pretty substantial. It can be a full lecture alternative. And what I found, though, like in my presentations on Monday, it was easier for me to pull my PowerPoint into Mentimeter and do the presentations that way, because I wasn't jumping back and forth between windows like I am today. It gets a little complicated doing it like that. The problem is then it treats your PowerPoint as images, right? So you can't interact with anything. If you had any sort of animations, or if you had an animated GIF, or you had, like a video, you can't actually play on, you can't click on links. So that's one of the downsides. You could use Mentimeter in lieu of, or in addition to Kahoot. There's some quizzing options in there. You can do some polling there, but it's a great way to encourage engagement. I got really good feedback from Monday about how engaging the presentations were, because I almost called you guys students. The faculty members, participants can kind of listen to the information and then give feedback along the way. It's kind of nice in that way. So I didn't mean to do that. Let's go to Mentimeter here. And I'm going to present from here. And when I present from here, when it comes to the time to participate in the questions, there will be a link there. So you can see here, when I pulled my PowerPoint into Mentimeter, it does work like a presentation. I can navigate through it. This is my presentation from the diving in session on Monday. And this is actually one of the questions that we asked on Monday morning is, what are you hoping to get out of the Otter Institute? And so what I would like to do is follow up to that question that we asked on Monday morning and ask you to rate your agreement with the following statement. Did you get what you were hoping to get out of the June session of the Otter Institute? And so if you go to menti.com, you can use the code that's up there, 39456076. So I'm going to type that into the chat. And then you can answer that. So you can see as people are submitting their responses. I've gotten 4 responses down here in the bottom corner. You can see how many respondents I have. So 6 so far. And then you get an idea like 9.8, right? So it's the average is 9.8 out of a 10, right? I strongly agree. People got what they wanted to out of the presentation. We're dropping down to 9.6, 9.3. And then you can see where we're seeing some more of these responses a little bit more if I hover over this line. So it's a really nice way. You could use this in class to kind of gauge people's understanding of the course materials. You could use it, just as a touch point, like, hey, how are people doing? Are you getting it? Do we need to go slower? Do we need to go faster? All sorts of ways to ask these questions. All right, I'm going to move on to the next question here, which is what topics most interest you for the August Otter series on course delivery? And this is a word cloud. And so when you go to this option in the menti.com, whatever people type in, it comes up, pops student engagement, right? And if 3 other people were to type student engagement, that word, like in most words clouds, would get larger and bold, right? And this will it might be a good way to ask students about, what topic would you guys like to focus on in the review? What chapter is most difficult? What topics are most difficult for you in the chapter? And you could do this and you could see where people are like, hey, the operant conditioning section of that chapter is really challenging. Can you kind of go into more depth with that? So accessibility, you can see multiple people have typed in accessibility. It's a little bit larger than the other 2. I'll give people a couple of minutes to respond to that. I see there's a question from, I don't want to mispronounce your name. I'm so sorry, Rieko. And said, I use Kahoot in my synchronous classes, but how do you think about using it in person class in the fall of 21? That's actually the first time I used Kahoot was in class. And I modified it to use it online. So it works in both modalities, and actually it gets really exciting in the classroom. The students get really excited about it, get really into it. All right, so it looks like, accessibility, technology, student engagement are those kind of fun. Hey, I'm all about fun. That's why we bring the otters along. All right, so let's move on to the next question. And this one, is not very accessible. I want to say that I just put it in here. I just wanted to get an idea of where we are across the state. So you can kind of hover where you are and then just click with your finger and submit just where you are located across the state. It's kind of fun to see. I wish I'd done this on Monday too. Anybody up north near the Otter, near Potsdam or Plattsburgh? If you're not participating in the Menti and you're way up north by the Otter, oh, there we go. Yay, somebody by the Otter. Thanks. Again, that was Canva that allowed me to put the Otter on top of New York State. Great. We're from all over. So we have 2 from up by Buffalo, 2 from near Binghamton. That's near where I am. 2 from near Purchase. Otherwise, we're kind of spread. We don't have a lot on the western border there. Ooh, almost to the Otter's mouth. Yes. Amazing. Okay, so that's Menti, mentimeter.com. It's kind of fun to play around with. I really do encourage you all to play around with. That one's not free though. It's free for two questions, but it's not free in general, but it's worth playing around with. So next, I know that Flipgrid has been mentioned multiple times in presentations, but we haven't actually had an opportunity to play around with it. And I would really love it if people could actually see what it's like. It seems intimidating, but once you see the benefit once you're in there and you can see like, wow, this is what great engagement tool this is. It's a nice way to put names to faces when you're doing like maybe icebreaker activities or those getting to know you discussion forums. And rather than just having somebody type the same things over, like, what are 3 things about yourself that you think would surprise people, or any of those kind of reused, rehashed icebreaker activities, doing something like Flipgrid can really change the whole tone. It sets the tone for an invigorating, innovative, and community-centered online class. You could use this for your face-to-face class too, because I don't know if other people are like me, but in a face-to-face class, I did not talk to other people. I sat in my seat and I didn't deviate too much from that. And so an opportunity like Flipgrid would have been nice. It is an excellent tool for community building. So let's try it out. You can get to Flipgrid by hovering or aiming your camera at that QR code, or you can use this link here in the chat. And we probably won't have time while we're here in this session to participate. But if you could, after the session, I would really appreciate if people could participate. You're going to be asked to enter a guest password, and that password is Otter2021. And so that link will bring you to this page where you're going to click enter your guest password. And I'm going to do Otter2021 there. And it's going to bring you to a page like this. Yesterday, I recorded a quick video here to put as a supplement or a complement to the questions that I would like to have a response recorded to. So you prompt your students here the same way you would in a discussion forum in your learning management system. You know, and for me, what I want to know is thinking about those items we were talking about on Monday, you know, student engagement, assessment, teaching online, and accessibility or inclusive teaching. You know, I want to hear, you know, this week, what inspired you? What changes are you going to make to the classes that you're currently teaching? Or what are you going to do as you're building a new class, et cetera? And finally, what topics would you like to see covered in the future? And when you have a moment, just come into this link, type in Otter2021, and then you click record a response. And you can see here, Chris Price, my counterpart there at the CPD. The password is Otter2021, by the way, all caps. You can see that he responded. And Chris, I hope you're all right with me playing your response here.
Yes, it's been a really great week. I enjoyed being able to present this week at Otter. I really want to applaud Jamie's hard work for pulling it all together. I was on the planning team, but Jamie really did the most work by far, along with Victoria from the Center for Professional Development, to make sure that everything happened. So thanks to her. Thanks to you all. I've been impressed with the quality of your engagement during the week. I know that, you know, it's this time of year. There's a lot of professional development things going on that you have a choice to do. And so it was cool to see so many people chose to do that this week. We hope to make it an annual thing at the Center for Professional Development. But please know that, you know, we're still here after this week. So I know that I've been giving out my email and encouraging you all to reach out to me if you have any questions about your teaching, your courses. Happy to answer them via email.
All right. So, I stopped you at a terrible time there, Chris. There we go. So, the nice thing about this is if you have this open to your students, they can actually participate and respond to each other's comments or posts here. But if you don't want to do that, if you want to house it within the learning management system, they can actually grab the link and post the link in the discussion forum. And that way they're responding to each other there in the learning management system. So that is Flipgrid. I hope you all take the opportunity to, you know, go in there, make a quick video. It'll be a nice way to kind of round out the week. You're playing around with the technology, and then we get to hear some feedback that's that's maybe perhaps a little bit more authentic, maybe a little bit different than the satisfaction survey that you're accustomed to filling out for the at the end of a conference. But this one, we actually get to hear you speak about what inspired you this week. I hope you take a couple moments to do that. All right, so next, I just want to put in a plug for Canva. It's free. It's I play with it a little bit more than most, so I actually upgraded to the paid version, which is actually fairly affordable because it lets me do way more than that. But I noticed some people were like, I don't know how to grab that image, or I wanted to remove the background from something. You know, Canva does that so easily now. It's so amazing. Like I did that in particular, the bottom right image here with the crocheted otter. That was actually taken on my on a pillow, and so it just cut out the pillow from behind the otter, and then I was able to superimpose us with that. You want to see within Canva? Sure. So let's see. Let's create a design in Canva. And my favorite, my go-to when I'm going to use it in a PowerPoint is just an Instagram post. It's a good size. And it's taking a really long time. I apologize. I don't want to go through a point and click because I do want to see what everybody else is using, but I can do, let's see what happens if I just choose this image that I'm actually going to show you a little bit. Boop, boop. So if you come into effects, you can use the background remover. It's so slow today. I'm so sorry. It's disagreeing with me. But anyway, it'll pop that out and you should just see the little otter appear. There he is. It does a pretty decent job. It does a better job when it's like a more solid background than in others, just like with Photoshop. But that's essentially how you do it. The other bonus is if you go to download it and you just wanted this little otter, you don't want a white background, you can do transparent background. You just download it as a JPEG. It's amazing. So that's really how I do almost all of my presentations. I've done, like all the things for the Otter Institute, how to do that. I've done that all with Canva. It's amazing. So, all right, maybe I should do a session on Canva and show you guys all the fun tricks and tips there within it. All right, so let's get into the test kitchen where I can step outside of my comfort zone. Oh, Lordy. I'm sorry, it's Friday afternoon and my internet has said, yes, it is time to be done with this particular session. So instead of that, pulling back up my presentation, I'm going to switch us over to a Jamboard. I was going to do a whole couple minutes on the Jamboard, but I think that yesterday the session with the technology session was great. So I don't need to go into too much depth about it. I'm going to share this link and I'm going to pop it into the chat. And so if anybody wants to share what kind of technology that you use, I see someone has already joined. I would love it. If someone gets an anonymous otter, will you please post it in the chat who gets to be the anonymous otter? Because I'm super jealous. And just let me know, like, what kind of technology do you use in your classroom and why? And if you're willing, do you want to demonstrate it? Do you want to talk about it? Oh, nobody's the anonymous VoiceThread. And so how do you use VoiceThread in your classroom?
It's me, Marge. I teach graphic design, so I use VoiceThread for critique. I have students post their digital work or take photographs if it's not digital, and then use VoiceThread to talk about what their intentions are. And then students can also then come in and give critique, you know, like if you move things this way or you did that following this grid. So I find it really good for critiquing art and design.
I think that's great feedback. I think people were using that voice feedback also on, I think somebody said yesterday on when they read a paper, they just essentially are like, I don't know, the active listening or the active reading. They're just kind of commenting as they're recording. Somebody posted, I haven't used VoiceThread, but I do use Nomia to give feedback to students. Do you want to describe what that's like?
Sorry about that.
Okay.
It's Paula.
Hi, Paula.
I was the one that talked about it on yesterday, so I think they heard it. So I pull up the paper on screen and then just go through it and basically annotate it using the technology.
Okay, great. And is it like VoiceThread? It's audio only, or
No,
is
it's audio and video. So I show the paper on the screen, so it's capturing my screenshot. Plus, it will do a video of me as I'm doing it, and it has, of course, the audio.
Okay, great. Is that a free technology?
I don't know. Our university has it, so
I
I'm
gotcha.
not sure.
Okay.
No, yeah, yeah.
Okay, great. How about anybody else? Did anybody play around with the MTech wiki and find any great technology in there? My goodness, so much good stuff in there, right?
Thanks for the plug, Jamie. I'm going to put the link in the chat. So if anybody has not been able to explore it, hopefully they will get some time to do so.
Great.
And I did not join the Jamboard, but I will and add it there.
Thanks. Zora said Nomia is not free. Oh, unfortunately, it's going away. That's too bad, Zora. So somebody posted, I have used VoiceThread, but it's been a while. I do like it. It does a nice job of having multiple ways to comment and interact. For example, text, video, audio. Great. I see somebody posted the GIMP, and I don't know what that is, or in Packback. Does anybody want to talk about either of those? I know what Packback is, but I do not know what the GIMP is.
The GIMP is basically a scaled down Photoshop.
Okay. All right. So similar to Canva then.
Right. It's open source, so it's free.
Oh, so what do you do with the GIMP?
Drop in photos, you can draw, you can do a number of things with it.
Okay, great.
My students use GIMP for all sorts of photography-based things too, because it is free and open source. And you can save the files and utilize them with Adobe products and other things. So yeah, that and Inkscape is the vector base. So GIMP is raster and Inkscape is vector. And both my students have been using both of those instead of the Adobe products.
Okay, great. Does anybody want to talk about Packback a little bit, or Padlet? I see Padlet was easy to share students' works in a class. We can make original wallpaper. Original wallpaper is in like you design, is it part of a design class? Oh, somebody's been doing a liquid syllabi. Who is that? That's exciting. If you can just privately chat to me, Pat, if you want, but that's very exciting because that's what I want to do.
I can talk a bit about Packback. I'm very disappointed that I'm losing it because my curriculum is not SUNY online. And I saw my design and art students really deep diving into critical thinking, and I am so disappointed I don't have it. So I'm hoping for something.
Fingers crossed.
Anybody have any idea how we can replace that if you can't have pack back?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll mention that to Dan Feinberg. Pixlr is my free Photoshop alternative. Okay, great. So we've got the GIMP, Canva, Pixlr.
One great thing about Pixlr is that it has a couple different levels. One is like Photoshop Express, really, really, really simple. And then there's the Pixlr editor, which is 98% a substitute for Photoshop. Even though I have the full version of Photoshop, I'll often go to the web-based version of Pixlr, which you don't even need to create an account, which is another thing that I love. And you could just go on a browser and do anything you need that you would normally do in something like Photoshop.
Neat. Does anybody want to share how they use Padlet in their course? That's been around for a long time, Padlet has. I'm apparently at the end of the week, I'm starting to talk like Yoda. It's been around a long time, Padlet has. It's been a long week.
If you want to learn more about Padlet, connect with Nicole Simon from NASA. It's her go-to tool.
Yeah, she loves that.
I almost feel like Padlet can kind of be also used like Jamboard, right? You know, you can kind of do brainstorming. I know we did it with a couple of sessions with those who work in faculty development. Well, we did one back early in the spring using Padlet.
Yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm curious, those who use VoiceThread, so I used to use VoiceThread and I stopped using it for a couple of reasons. You know, one of the issues is that accessibility, that, you know, anything voice or webcam recorded, you know, there weren't automatic captions when I was using it. I don't know if they've changed that. The other thing was I didn't really like, and this is just a really simple thing. Students would always have to submit their posts when they were done to get a grade. And so I would always have to remind them to do that in Blackboard, to grade them in Blackboard. And I just found that frustrating that I had to constantly remind them to submit their post for a grade. So I just found these like little things with VoiceThread that just made it sort of like not worth the effort. And then the other last thing that I found the most frustrating with VoiceThread was that it you know, incentives for students to actually use the voice and webcam tools. I didn't want to mandate it. So most students would just use the text tool. And then it made it just like a kind of an annoying version of a traditional discussion forum.
Yeah, interesting. Claudia posted that they just did a major update. So you might want to check
Good
that
to know.
out.
Maybe I'll check it out for the fall, although I don't know if Brockport still has it. So we'll see.
That was one of the nice features about Flipgrid. It does auto captioning as well. So even though you're creating videos, you can still maintain the accessibility of that. Oh, Marge turned off all text, so they must use other methods to answer. So it looks like she did the step that you didn't want to do, Chris, but that seemed to be successful.
Yeah, that's probably just the option. So yeah, if you really are using it so that students are using their voice or their webcam, then you just got to remove that option.
Right.
You hate to do that, I don't know. But so it looks like someone said that they are using, Diane said they're using auto captions now. So that's good. So maybe I'll look back on it for the fall. Let's see.
And how about the Picto chart for infographics? What do you do with your infographics? What type of graphics are you creating? And Roberta says captions. Oh, sorry, Roberta. I was just reading it. Robin. Captions are now available for VoiceThread with the premium version.
One thing our university has been asking the English 105 classes to start using infographics kind of in lieu of, not in lieu of, in addition to a research project, a research paper. So instead of having the students write out a traditional paper, they're asked to put their facts and graphs into an infographic of what they found through their library instruction.
Interesting. I always go to accessibility with that, but at NCC, our faculty have used PictoChart to create a visual syllabus. Interesting.
I also saw a great example. Somebody, I could not find the link again. I was looking for it the other day, but it was during the liquid syllabus session that Chris provided. Someone has created an infographic of the faculty's personality and kind of the personal side of who they are. So it was really well done. Just, here's what I like to read and here's what I do. Here's me as a person. It was really nice.
I would just put up a picture of an otter. That would do it for me. All right. Chris says, I also use Visme to have students create infographics for a labor law project. Interesting. Okay. So infographics are being used a little bit more than I would have assumed. Sounds great.
And
Sounds
Jamie, to go to your comment about the accessibility,
yeah.
that's where you teach your students about accessibility so that they would create the infographic, but yet also provide the text version of it so that those that cannot see the visual also see multiple versions.
Right. Good idea. All right, let's see if I can pull my PowerPoint back up because we're getting close to the end of the session. Did it work? I'm getting a spinning circle. There we go. All right, so I think that's about it, everybody. And we're out of here. Otter here. Don't cry. Because one way or another, we'll be able to romp together soon. We have another series in August, the 9th through the 13th, where we are going to focus on course delivery strategies. We're going to focus on, what are the best ways to create that engaging classroom when you're actually in it, not just build it, which is what we're doing now, but actually implement it. How do you do that? How do you lecture dynamically and express your enthusiasm for your field of expertise? How do you do all of these? What techniques do you do when you're lecturing online versus lecturing face-to-face? What can you do to really capture your students' attention and express to them and instill in them a love, not just for the information that you're imparting to them, but a love of learning and maybe even kind of corral them into going into your field of study there. So I want to thank you all for your attendance throughout the week, for your active and engaged participation in the chat. I've been blown away by some of the really insightful and profound comments that people have posted in there. I hope that you take the time to watch some of the presentations that you didn't have the opportunity to attend this week. They will all be linked to in the at the site here, suny.edu/otter. I really do hope that you all participate in the Flipgrid. I'll put that back up before we go. I would love to see, a handful of videos in there, just maybe 3 handfuls of videos in there of people talking about what they're going to do in their classrooms now, because there's nothing better than knowing that the work that we've done this week, it's going to have an impact on so many students' lives. And I think that's what makes it easy for people like Chris and me to kind of get these professional development opportunities, because the effects kind of magnify. It's exponential that it goes out. So anyway, thanks to my presenters this week. We really appreciate all of your hard work, volunteering your expertise and your time to make these great presentations, and to my planning committee for all the hard work and kind of the help and the freedom to embrace the otter and get as punny as I wanted all week. So thanks to everybody.
Where do we fill out the review?
You'll get that next week. It'll be sent out. It should go to the same address that you registered under.
Yep, perfect, thanks.
But I actually am going to go back to that Flipgrid one and encourage everybody to participate now that we're all done. Okay. All right. Enjoy the weekend. rest, relax. We're Otter here.
Uh-huh.
Haha. Last pun of the week.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thanks, you guys.